what is Seattle's plan at quarterback now? Short, long term? Is it just start Drew Lock, or do they look in the draft? Do they, hope Deshaun Watson clears everything? What do you got for me on that front?
I would say right now all options are on the table for the Seahawks. They did like Drew Lock coming out in the draft. I know that for a fact several years ago. Obviously, he's been inconsistent, which was kind of the knock on him at Missouri, too. But big arms, super athletic, tall guy, all that stuff. Had some unfortunate injuries, but there might be something there, and they'd like to see what it is. The draft is certainly an option. I don't know that it's going to make sense to take somebody at number 9, but you have the flexibility with those additional picks now to move around in the draft. And I would expect that they're going to be in on the trade market. The Deshaun Watson situation, and he continues to face serious allegations of sexual misconduct. This is coming to a head, legally speaking, over the next several days, because on Friday, the district attorney in Harris County, Texas, is going to present her case to the grand jury. Grand juries in Texas can move pretty quickly, so you could potentially have an answer even on Friday, but if not that, then by next week in terms of whether there's going to be any criminal charges against him. His civil deposition also scheduled for Friday. His attorney, Rusty Hardin, whose name I'm sure you've heard a lot through the years, is advising him to invoke the Fifth Amendment just because you don't want somebody testifying in a civil case while you have an active criminal case. But once the criminal case and you have clarity on that, that can trigger a lot in terms of the civil cases getting resolved, and then it'll be in the hands of the NFL. There's not enough quarterbacks. We all know that. We also know the seriousness of the allegations involving Deshaun Watson. I would fairly say that considering the fact there were multiple teams last year, both before training camp, in training camp, and again at the trade deadline, who were willing to offer 3 first-round picks and more for Deshaun Watson, you're going to find a market again, and the Texans will be able to get substantial value for him. So whether that's Seattle, whether that's Carolina, whether that's someplace else, I do anticipate you're going to see Deshaun Watson be traded this time around. That's going to be a key name in this entire picture for the NFL.
Well, Seattle certainly has more draft capital now than they did at this point yesterday. So they're in a better position for that. But, they might, if this doesn't get cleared before the draft, they'll have to use that draft capital. I mean, the clock is clearly ticking on so many fronts on that. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.